Hi everybody, welcome back to MandoLessons.com. My name is Baron Collins Hill, and this is the final lesson in the Mandolin Beginner Series over at MandoLessons.com. Now that you've completed the Beginner Series, I recommend jumping right into some of the other beginner tunes on my website. The way I have my website set up, you can search for tunes by difficulty level or genre or key, all those sort of things. So if you've got something particular in mind and a particular concentration you want to be looking at, by all means go for it. I think it's really important to focus on what is exciting to you. It's really going to help you pick up the mandolin more often and keep you from getting bored playing things you're not that excited about. There's also a techniques and fundamentals section of my website. That's not something you need to watch straight through. It's really there for when you have questions about particular techniques or ornamentation or right hand problems, all of those sort of things. By all means, browse through the technique and fundamentals section and see if anything looks interesting to you, but those are not going to be quite as musically engaging as the tune and song sections of my website. One of the most important things you can do now is to just play music as much as possible, especially if you can find people in your community that like to play the same kind of music that you're interested in. There might be Irish sessions or old-time sessions or bluegrass jams, country jams, all that sort of stuff. Look around, check out Mandolin Cafe. There's a whole section of the forum dedicated to finding other mandolin players in your area, but don't limit yourself to mandolin players. If you've got a buddy that plays guitar or piano, any of that sort of stuff, get together and play some music. It's one of the most fun ways to play music, and it will really benefit you and everyone else around you by creating music with other people. In terms of the amount that you practice, I think it's much more beneficial to spend 5 minutes a day or 5 minutes 2 times a day whenever you can pick up the instrument, and trying to do that consistently rather than not picking up the mandolin all week and then cramming like you would for a final in college at the end of the week and putting in 2 or 3 solid hours on a Saturday afternoon when you're going to burn out pretty quick and be tired and kind of lose your energy. By taking it a little bit at a time and having regular times so you pick up the instrument, even if it's just for 5 minutes or 3 minutes or 1 minute. Sometimes I'll just have the mandolin out and ready so I can pick it up while an attachment gets attached to my email. It doesn't really matter. Pick up the instrument, strum a few chords, put it down, have a nice safe place out of the way that you can hang up your mandolin out of the case, because it's just one less thing you have to worry about. It'll just be there waiting for a couple quick strums, and then you can put it back down. No harm done. Along with playing the mandolin as regularly as possible, even for short amounts of time, I think repetition is really going to be beneficial. So play whatever tune you're working on as much as possible. You might get a little bored with it. That's totally fine and totally natural. Tunes will come and go in your interest, and when you get bored of one, it's going to energize you to learn something new. And then you can stick on that for a while, but there's no harm in playing a tune over and over again. There's a lot of repetitive motions involved in playing an instrument, and by doing that and being repetitive and picking up the instrument multiple times for short periods of time during the day, you really are going to progress a lot more quickly than only playing a tune once or playing for long periods more irregularly. Every once in a while, whether it's every couple weeks or every month, go back to the technique lesson at the beginning of the beginner series and make sure you're not developing any bad habits and generally following the guidelines that I put forward there. You want to make sure that you're comfortable while playing the instrument, you're not stressing yourself out unnecessarily, and it's always really important to revisit the building blocks of music and make sure your fundamentals are in good shape. The last piece of advice that I have is to just listen to as much music as possible. If you want to learn to play bluegrass, listen to your favorite bluegrass as much as possible. It'll really seep into your playing even when you don't have the instrument in your hand. Same goes for jazz. If you want to be a jazz musician, listen to a lot of jazz. If you want to play Irish music, listen to a lot of Irish music. Just from having that sound in your environment is really going to help you get a sense of what to do and the stylistic things that can only come through time. So by listening, even without the instrument in your hand, you're really going to benefit your playing a lot. So now it's time to visit the rest of my website, MandoLessons.com. There's hundreds of fiddle tunes to learn in a variety of genres. There's songs to learn and listen to. There's techniques and fundamentals on improvisation and ornamentation. Find what you're interested in. Go down that rabbit hole, get really excited about whatever it is you're most excited about, and that's going to benefit your playing so much because you're going to be having the maximum amount of fun in learning what really interests you. Thanks so much for watching. Again, mandolessons.com. New lessons here on YouTube every week, so don't forget to subscribe. A couple ways to donate over at the website if you find these lessons helpful and want to help me make more every week. That said, donations are always optional, and keep on picking. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.